Update. My husband's new girlfriend showed up at my door grinning. "We are moving into this house, pack your bags," she gloated. I grinned even more as my lawyer was standing behind her. Ashley took a shaky breath and squared her shoulders. "Mark said the house was his," she repeated, but this time it sounded more like she was trying to convince herself. "He said he worked it out with the lawyers." My lawyer sighed, closing his folder. "He worked nothing out," he said bluntly. "What he did was attempt to file fraudulent paperwork, which I assume is what you're holding right now." Ashley's grip on the papers loosened slightly. I folded my arms and waited, letting the silence do the rest of the work, and then she snapped. "That bastard," she muttered under her breath, her voice shaking with anger. I raised an eyebrow. "Is something wrong?" Ashley turned toward me so fast I almost laughed. "He told me this was his house. He said he was throwing you out. He said we could move in and start over." I tilted my head. "And you believed him?" Her eyes flashed, but she didn't answer. I could see the wheels turning in her head. She had just realized something. If Mark had lied about this, what else had he lied about? She turned to my lawyer. "So you're saying legally he has nothing?" My lawyer adjusted his tie. "That's exactly what I'm saying." Ashley inhaled sharply, her hand tightening around her phone. She was calculating, deciding her next move. I already knew what she was going to do. She was going to call Mark. She was going to demand answers. She was going to realize far too late that she had hitched her future to a sinking ship. I let the corner of my mouth twitch up in amusement. She thought she was walking into a victory. Instead, she was walking into a lesson, one that Mark had learned the hard way. Ashley's hands were shaking as she gripped her phone, her manicured nails tapping furiously against the screen. I watched with mild amusement as she scrolled through her contacts, her breath coming in short, angry bursts. She was panicking. The shift in her demeanor was almost comical. Just minutes ago, she had stood in my doorway victorious, certain that she was moving into my house. Now she was scrambling, desperate to understand just how badly she had been played. I leaned against the kitchen counter watching the inevitable unfold. She hit dial, the phone rang once, twice, then Mark answered. "Hey babe," Mark's voice rang through the speaker, confident, cocky, completely unaware of the storm brewing on the other end. Ashley didn't waste a second. "You lying piece of garbage," she shrieked, her voice rising with every word. "You told me the house was yours. That we were moving in, that you threw Sarah out." Silence. I could practically hear Mark blinking in confusion on the other end. What?" Ashley spun toward me, eyes blazing. "Tell him." I smirked and took a slow sip of my coffee before setting the mug down. "Hey Mark," I said smoothly, "interesting day we're having, huh?" There was another pause, longer this time, then his voice returned, but it wasn't as confident anymore. "What's going on?" Ashley gritted her teeth. "What's going on? I'll tell you what's going on. I just showed up at Sarah's house ready to move in like you told me. And guess what?" She turned back to me, eyes burning with fury. "Sarah still owns the house." I could almost hear Mark's stomach drop through the phone. That's not possible," he stammered. "I filed the paperwork." Ashley cut him off. "You filed nothing, you lied to me. You said we'd be starting fresh, you said you took care of everything." Mark's breathing grew heavier. He was realizing far too late that his brilliant plan had just fallen apart, and I was enjoying every second of it. "You don't understand," Mark said quickly. "I was going to fix it."